This is Charlie McAlexander with Vanderbilt football highlights. A look at the excitement, the electricity that gave Vanderbilt fans one of the best seasons in Commodore history. A year with a regular season of 8 wins and 3 losses, losing only to top 10 teams, Georgia, Alabama, and the University of North Carolina, and a year which took the black and gold to the Hall of Fame Bowl in Birmingham, Alabama. First game, Memphis State, September the 11th. Vanderbilt's season opener playing in Memphis, over 25,000 fans at the Liberty Bowl. Whit Taylor back in the pocket, stands in there, lays one up for Alabama Matthews, and the senior from Jacksonville, Florida, makes a gorgeous diving catch. It's a gain of 42 yards, first down on the Memphis State 21-yard line. Now here's a replay of that spectacular catch by Matthews. An unbelievable grab and a great throw by Taylor. Now it's Goolsby, takes it to his left, cuts back, bulls his way to the MSU 10-yard line, and it's another Commodore first down. And the Vanderbilt fans absolutely go crazy. Second down and 9 now. Taylor finds Matthews in the end zone. The Commodores move 63 yards in just 6 plays. That ties it up. Now third down at the Tiger 49-yard line. Taylor drops back to throw. Has to scramble out of the pocket and finds senior Norman Jordan from Etowah, Tennessee at MSU's 40-yard line, and Jordan takes it to the Tiger 18. From the MSU 15, 3rd and 7 now. Taylor finds Matthews in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. Matthews' second touchdown catch of the game. We pick it up now, 4th and 1 at the Tiger 46. Vanderbilt will not kick. They're going for it. Taylor checks out the defense, fires to his right. It's complete to Chuck Scott. He's got it at the 40-yard line, pushes his way down to the 30. First down, Vanderbilt. Now Memphis State with the ball. Trell Hooper throws in the end zone, but watch this. Cornerback Leonard Coleman, a one-handed grab. Takes a 6-pointer away from Memphis State, and he's one happy Commodore. A circus interception, a circus grab by Coleman. On Vanderbilt's 20, first down, Taylor back in the pocket. He's looking. Going to be chased out of the pocket. Will scramble to his right. Still can't find a man open. He's in trouble. Now looking, throwing. He hits Roach with a diving catch for 21 big yards. Now it's Ernie Goolsby's turn. Taylor back, gives on the draw to the 6'3", 235-pound fullback. He gets 14 yards down to the Memphis State 45-yard line. Now first and goal at the Tiger 5. Taylor fakes to Jordan, lays it up in the end zone. A diving catch by Matthews, a Vandy record, his 3rd touchdown catch of the night. The score, Vandy 24, Memphis State 14. Whit Taylor threw to Alabama Matthews for all 3 touchdowns. Ricky Anderson added a 37-yard field goal. A good start for the Commodores. Next, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill on September the 18th. One of the real bright spots on this hot day in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, this 45-yard kickoff return by Clay Parker from Paducah, Kentucky. It's the Commodores' longest kickoff return of the '82 season. Whit Taylor sprints out left to throw, looks back to his right, finds Alabama Matthews across the middle. He takes it in, then fights his way for a couple of extra yards down to the Tar Heel 22-yard line. 4th and 7 at the 20. Vandy going for the 3-pointer. Ricky Anderson boots it through. It's good from 37 yards out, and the game is tied at 3 apiece. Great defense here by freshman linebacker Jeff McFerrin from Germantown, Tennessee. He jars the ball loose, and free safety Manuel Young recovers, and the Commodores are in business. Now it's 2nd and 10 on Vandy's 42. Taylor under extreme pressure. He's almost sacked, but he finds big Ernie Goolsby running in the clear, and Goolsby takes it down to the North Carolina 37-yard line. Now from the Carolina 10, Jordan in motion, back this way to the right side. Taylor sprints out right to throw, fires to Jordan, wide open. He takes it in for the 6-pointer, and the Commodores are reeling and rocking in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Here's a replay from this angle. As you can see, Jordan wide open, and the senior from Etowah, Tennessee takes it in. All-American punter Jim Arnold stands in to kick, has time, and booms a beautiful 47-yarder. The return is only 5 yards before the ball carrier is nailed by Terry Dugan. Arnold's kicking average was 53 yards for the day. North Carolina 34, Vanderbilt 10. A hard-fought game in extreme heat, and one which saw the Commodores dominating the first half. Taylor threw to Jordan for the only touchdown, and Ricky Anderson added a field goal. Third game, September 25th, Vanderbilt's opponent, the Alabama Crimson Tide, predicted by many in the preseason to be #1 in America.
I coached against that bunch in '73, and I thought that was the best Alabama team I'd ever seen. And this one is much bigger and much faster and more diversified than that crew. And so to say one team's better than any other team they've ever had is really, stepping into it. But I think they're very, very good. They're definitely a lot better than they were last year.
Commodores' first offensive series, 3rd and 1. Here's Taylor down the line on the option. Look at him go all the way from Vanderbilt's 29-yard line to the Tide 31. Alabama fans were in shock. Slow-mo action of Taylor on the same play as he breaks free down the sidelines. Watch as he switches the ball back and forth, anticipating the Tide tacklers. That's toting the mail, Shelbyville, Tennessee style. Taylor drops to throw, looking for Matthews. There he is. He's got it, and he takes it down to the Alabama 9-yard line. Next play, Whit Taylor looks for freshman sensation Arnez Perry from Gallatin, Tennessee. Fires it. Arnez has got it. He's run out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Now Taylor takes it in, and the Commodores lead it 7-0. Whit Taylor injured, so sophomore Kurt Page in at quarterback, and what a job he does. Bama leads it 24-7. Page back in the pocket, fires for Matthews, corner of the end zone, touchdown Vanderbilt. Now from the Tide 11, 1st and 10, again it's Page, and again it's Matthews, this time open across the middle. Touchdown Vanderbilt. Alabama hangs on to win it 24-21 in a thriller. A near upset. The Commodores' total yardage gained was 403 yards. Alabama's was 432. Whit Taylor ran for a score, and Kurt Page, subbing for the injured Taylor, threw 2 touchdown passes. The Commodores were a physical team in '82, and with that, confidence. Here's why. The Vanderbilt Strength Program and the man in charge, J. Doc Crease.
Charlie 3 years ago set out just to start something. That would be that our players each year, when we progressively went upward, that the number of wins, which is a thing in which we're measured, I mean, it's nice to get them strong, but the number of wins would increase. So in our players' minds, the stronger we can get, it's got to transfer to the playing field with the number of wins we also get.
Well, Doc's done an excellent job with everybody, and weight training is helped me. It helped out the whole team a lot. It cuts down on injuries. It enables you to play harder for a longer period of time, and it enables you to take some more licks where you might not be able to take them if you weren't on a serious weight program.
How good does it do you watching from the sidelines to watch a player pass a good lick or come up with a good play that because of what he did, not only talent-wise, ability, but also because of strength? How does that make you feel when you see something like that happen?
Well, I think that's the whole reward of being in there and being able to teach, is that you get to see them pass the exam. That's the whole total nutshell, is whether or not they do in the weight room and take it and transfer it to the football field. If they're able to accomplish that, then there's no goals that we can set that we want to overachieve.
Fourth game of the season. Tulane at Vanderbilt Stadium, October 2nd, and a packed house. First play of the game right here. Taylor drops back in the pocket. It's a Utah pass to Goolsby over the middle, and Goolsby rambles for 18 yards to the Commodore 28-yard line. We pick it up now, Tulane's ball. The Commodore defense shows its stuff here. Mark Matthews picks off this pass and goes 23 yards to the Green Wave 9-yard line, and Vandy is knocking on the door. Now it's Vandy, 1st and goal. Taylor finds Alamon Matthews wide open in the end zone. Touchdown Vanderbilt. Now 1st and 10 on the Green Wave 16. Taylor again to Goolsby, bobbles it, hangs on, then fights his way to the 2. It's 1st down and goal. Now watch Taylor on the option down the left side, fakes to Goolsby, pitches to his trailing back Chuck Scott. and it's 17-10 Vanderbilt. Now Taylor drops back to throw, looks to his right, looking for Roach. There he is wide open. The throw is there, and Roach has it and goes out of bounds. Another slow-mo replay. Taylor looking for Matthews after the play fake. Finds him across the middle. A fingertip catch, and it's good for 21 yards and a first down. 1st and 20 on the Commodore 40. Taylor swings it to his right for Goolsby, and the big guy shows his stuff. There's speed, and ooh, there's power. Goolsby, first down Vanderbilt. Now 3rd and goal from the 9 as we pick it up. Taylor, a great acting job, looks right, throws back left for Matthews, and the tight end takes it in for the score. Vanderbilt 24, Tulane 21. Taylor found Matthews for 2 scores, and Scott ran in the 3rd. Anderson kicked a 47-yard field goal, but the win was a costly one. Vanderbilt fullback Ernie Goolsby, injured, was out for the season. The next game and turning point, October 9th, Vanderbilt hosting Florida. The Gators also ranked in the top 10. 39,726 fans on hand in Nashville. Commodore's first offensive series. It's Taylor in the pocket across the middle, complete to Alama Matthews for 16 yards and a Commodore first down. Watch this one coming up, 3rd and 7, the razzle-dazzle play. Taylor to Roach on the right sideline. He laterals to Norman Jordan on the flea flicker. Good for 6 yards and a first down. 1st and goal. Taylor stays on the ground. Hands off to Edwards. Touchdown Vanderbilt. Another slow-mo of Alama Matthews coming up in action. Taylor sets. Tosses across the middle. Matthews makes a leaping grab and gains 16 yards. 3rd and 2 on the Gator 24. Taylor rolls to his right, finds Jordan. He fights off cornerback Tony Lilly, and the play goes for 19 yards. First down and goal, Vanderbilt. Now Taylor and Matthews smell 6. Great throw here to the all-purpose receiver. Matthews has got it. Now it's really getting interesting. Vandy at the 8. Taylor fires for the right corner. Jordan, a diving catch for the touchdown. Vanderbilt takes the lead, 21-14. Another great performance by All-American punter Jim Arnold as he hits a rocket. It's a beauty. It bounces and is down at the Gator 4. A 50-yard punt that puts the Gators in a hole. Coming up, the wildest play of the year. Taylor sprints to his right from the Gator 20. He's almost caught by Wilbur Marshall, but gets away. Throws it for tight end Jim Pop. It's off his shoulder pads. Phil Roach has it, though. Fumbles at the 2. It's in the end zone, and offensive lineman Rob Monaco pounces on it for the touchdown. How about them doors, Bino Cook? Last play of the game. Peace to Malarkey. It's all over. Vanderbilt upsets nationally ranked Florida at Vanderbilt Stadium, 31-29. The crowd is absolutely berserk, and well, they should be. What a game. A Commodore classic. It was an unbelievable team effort with superhuman performances by Whit Taylor and Alama Matthews. Taylor completed 30 of 47 passes. Matthews caught 7 for 102 yards. About Vanderbilt, Florida's head coach Charlie Pell said, they deserve a great deal of credit, especially Whit Taylor. Defensively, they came up with the big plays when they needed them. And there's athletic director Roy Kramer celebrating with the team, and in particular, linebacker Joe Staley, who turned in one of the biggest defensive plays of the night. All in all, a great night in Music City for Vanderbilt and their loyal Commodore fans. It was a wide-open game, with Florida gaining a total of 540 yards to Vanderbilt's 400. The Gators gained 255 yards on the ground, 285 in the air. The Commodores ran for 113 yards and threw for 287 yards. Keith Edwards ran 1 yard for the first touchdown. Whit Taylor passed to Alama Matthews and Jordan for the next two, and Rob Monaco recovered a fumble in the end zone for the fourth touchdown. Ricky Anderson kicked a 30-yard field goal.
This was a complete team win for us. You know, I just feel for old Ernie laying up there in the bed. I'm sure he's crying just like we were when it was over, because our guys rallied and won the ball game for Ernie. And, you know, when you win things as a team, it's so much more beneficial to you. And that's what we did tonight. We're not as good a football team as Florida, but we won the football game, and, you know, that's just a great feeling for us.
October 16th, Vanderbilt goes between the hedges to play at Athens, Georgia against the Dogs. After a fumble recovery, Vandy 1st and 10 on the Georgia 23. Taylor keeps it and fights his way 12 yards on the first offensive play of the game. 3rd and 17. Taylor throws to Keith Edwards. He goes for 18 yards to the Georgia 7-yard line. 1st and 10 Vandy. Now Georgia with the ball. John Lastinger throws it. It's fired out in the flat. Intercepted by Leonard Coleman. At the Vandy 45, he takes it all the way to the Bulldog 12-yard line. 1st and 10 on the Dogs 20. Taylor throws to Alama Matthews. Great diving catch. He's down at the 1. 1st and goal, Vandy. Next play coming up. Whit Taylor hands off to Keith Edwards. Big hole over the left side. Touchdown. The Commodores take it across. Georgia won it 27-13. Ricky Anderson kicked 2 field goals, and Keith Edwards scored on a 1-yard run. Vanderbilt's total offensive yardage was 274 yards, most of it in the air. Georgia totaled 295 yards, nearly all of it on the ground. October 23rd at Vanderbilt Stadium in Nashville, Ole Miss comes to town. Second quarter, 1st and 10 from the Commodore 34. Alama Matthews wide open across the middle. Taylor hits him. It's good for 15 yards, and Alama fights his way for 7 more yards and a first down. Now from the Ole Miss 38-yard line, Whit Taylor back in the pocket is pressured, goes to his right, looks back left, finds Arnez Perry open in the left flat, and Arnez Perry picks up a first down after a 12-yard gain. Commodores 3rd and 5. Taylor sets, throws across the middle, complete to Chuck Scott for the first down. Good for 17 yards. The Commodores are on a roll. After 2 penalties, Vandy 1st and goal on the 11. Taylor in the pocket, looks to his left, finds Norman Jordan, a spectacular one-handed grab for the score. Here's the play again, coming up in slow motion. Watch Jordan as he gets it in the end zone, diving, one-handed grab, unbelievable. Vanderbilt takes the lead, 12-10. Ole Miss with the ball, 1st and 10. Kent Austin goes back to throw. It's picked off by linebacker Joe Staley, who gallops goalward. He's finally dragged out of bounds by Arthur Humphrey on the Ole Miss 8-yard line. The winning margin coming up here. Taylor in the pocket. Looks to Arnez Perry on the post pattern across the middle, complete, touchdown, Vanderbilt. The Commodores win it 19-10. Anderson 2 field goals, 31 and 49 yards. Taylor threw 2 touchdown passes, 1 to Jordan, 1 to Perry.
We did let down a little bit in the second half, early in the second half, but the fans staying behind us and the defense, offense complementing each other, I thought that's really what turned it around for us.
Ole Miss has got a really good club, and they're a lot like everybody else we want to play from here on out. And I think it was a big win because we had to find out if we could beat somebody like that.
November 6th, the Commodores travel to meet the Wildcats of Kentucky. First quarter, Vandy leads 3-0, second down, goal. Taylor sets to throw, looks across the middle, finds Matthews. He has it at the 4 and fights his way into the end zone for the score. Here's the snap from center Bill Fletcher. It's 3rd and 8 at the Commodore 47. Taylor fades back to throw, fires to Matthews. Alama has it, then grinds out 8 more tough yards down to the UK 32-yard line. Now it's third quarter, Vanderbilt leading. Kentucky with the ball on the Commodore 28. Randy Jenkins back to throw, lays it up there. Manuel Young picks it off, and the Commodores stop the scoring threat. Coming up, a replay of that interception. Young had a great day. 6 unassisted tackles, 1 fumble recovery, and 2 pass interceptions. Second down 16. Vandy needs some big yardage here. Taylor on the shovel pass to Norman Jordan, and he dances for 13 yards to the UK 31-yard line. Next play coming up, it will be 3rd and 3. Taylor back, dodges one wildcat, looks across the middle, one-handed grab by Edwards, who takes it all the way for the score. Another big one for the Commodores. Vanderbilt 23, Kentucky 10. Again, it was the aerial game that made the difference. Vanderbilt rushed the football for 99 yards, Kentucky for 176. Vandy threw for 235 yards, the Cats for 87. Anderson kicked 3 field goals, 37, 43, and 44 yards. Whit Taylor passed to Alama Matthews for 1 touchdown and to Keith Edwards for the other. Saturday, November 13th, Virginia Tech at Vanderbilt.
They'll probably end up after our game #1 in the country against the Rush. But they're a very good football team. They're very aggressive. They've seem to play every game as if the end of the world was going to happen, and that's when you get better, and they certainly have gotten better as the years roll on.
I see him get to the quarterback a number of times. Against Kentucky, they just almost had his ticket.
They played very good against Kentucky. Defensively, they pretty well shut Kentucky down, and offensively, they moved the ball very well. So they're a very, very good football team, and they're very capable of beating the SEC football teams.
Second quarter, second down on Virginia Tech's 12. Taylor under pressure finds Alama Matthews, who takes it in for the score. Commodores rolling again. Virginia Tech has the football at their own 28-yard line. Cox back to throw, looks, fires. Tom Moore, a fantastic diving interception near the Vanderbilt bench. Vanderbilt set. Taylor hands off to Edwards. Watch this effort. He turns on the afterburners and takes it 35 yards down to the Virginia Tech 5-yard line. 4th and goal at the 3 now. Again, it's Taylor back to throw. Fires for none other than Alama Matthews. He's got it for the score. There's no holding the Commodores on this day. 3rd and 7 on the 30. Here's a slow-mo of a beautiful 30-yard scoring play from Taylor to Matthews. It's picture book perfect. Taylor completed 21 of 35 passes for 361 yards. Matthews caught 7. 4th quarter, Kurt Page at quarterback, looking deep. There's Arnez Perry. He turns it on and takes it all the way 65 yards for the score. The Commodores covered 72 yards in only 3 plays. Second down, 12. Kurt Page at quarterback, in the pocket, is pressured, shows some fancy footwork, dumps it off to freshman running back Jeff Holt. He rips off 32 yards down to the Gobblers' 24-yard line. Tech's ball, 37 seconds remaining. Smith back in the pocket, has time, lets one fly deep, but Vanderbilt's Leonard Coleman is there for the interception. The Commodores put the icing on the cake with a 49-yard return. The Commodores finished the afternoon with 4 interceptions, totaling 62 yards. Vanderbilt has a blockbuster of a day for the hometown fans. The score, 45-0. Matthews caught 4 touchdown passes, a Vanderbilt single-game record. He also broke the SEC record with 13 touchdown catches for a season. The game saw 9 Vandy and SEC records tied or broken. Yes, Bino Cook, the Commodores were for real.
After the game, they informed me on what they were and exactly what I had accomplished. That's good, and, it gives me something that I can look back on in the future. But all that was overshadowed by great, team effort that we had today and a big win, the biggest that we've had since I've been here.
I don't think anybody on the team or the coaches had any idea that we could beat them that well. We got going there and late in the first quarter, and things just started clicking, and we got a hot hand, and they just couldn't stop us, And defensively, we were very alert, played very well, and our kicking game was again very, very good. So we just put it all together, really, I guess, for the first time this fall. And I think we beat a very good Virginia Tech team, and it doesn't look like it on the score, but they certainly are.
November 20th at Vanderbilt Stadium on a balmy afternoon, UT Chattanooga visits Vanderbilt. UT Chattanooga's first possession, 1st and 10. Potter puts it up. Steve McCoy deflects it, and John Clemens picks it off and does some flashy running all the way to the scrappy Mox 31. Vandy in striking distance now. 3rd down and 10. Taylor drops back, fires a strike to Phil Roach. That makes it 1st and 10 on the Moccasins' 7. Now 2nd and 10 on UTC's 12. Taylor finds Matthews, who fights his way into the end zone for the score. Vandy's ball after Chattanooga fumble. Taylor hands off to Edwards over the left side. Watch that determination to score, and that's just what he does. All-American punter Jim Arnold back to kick. He hits one of his patented rockets, a beauty, 68 yards, all the way to the Mach 5, and then into the end zone. What a kick by Arnold. Final stanza, Vandy rolling again. Taylor looks for Roach, 24 yards and a touchdown, wide open in the end zone. Vanderbilt 27, Chattanooga 16. Coach George McIntyre said, "We came up with some big breaks when we needed them. I thought our kicking game was unbelievable. Arnold was great. Anderson was super. Arnold averaged 51.8 yards per kick. Anderson kicked a 46 and a 26-yard field goal. Taylor threw touchdown passes to Matthews and Roach. Edwards ran for the other touchdown." After the game, there was much talk about a bowl bid.
Okay, men, we got 4 games. We got to win all 4 games. If we do that, we'll get a bowl bid. That's a lot of pressure to play under, and I think it might have all got in there a little bit too strong this week, because they knew now all of a sudden we've been talking about winning 4, then winning 3, then winning 2. Now all of a sudden this is the one, and Chattanooga came in very relaxed and excited and tough, and it took us a little while to get our bearings, but once we got it, I think we controlled the game pretty good.
It's something I never dreamed of, being a freshman here. It's kind of hard to explain really how I feel, because unless you've been as far down as the seniors have here, it's kind of hard to appreciate really the hard work and the time that's gone into trying to turn this thing around, and I think we finally have.
November 27th, the big one. Tennessee comes to town to take on the Commodores.
Without question, we bring out the best in Vanderbilt always, and I'm sure they'll be foaming at the mouth and smoke coming out their ears when we play them. And they have a fine football team. I think they have the finest quarterback I've seen this year, and he can run and pass, and they have a very exciting offense. And a big factor also that's going to make this game a very tough ball game is that their kicking game is good too, very good. Their punting game particularly, and their defense has improved vastly over the last 4 or 5 years.
First quarter, Vandy down by 7, 3rd and 12. Taylor hooks up with his sure-handed Phil Roach. 1st and 10 at UT's 47. Taylor sets up, looks, goes deep for Arnez Perry. He's got it for the score. That tied the game at 7 apiece. Second quarter, Vandy behind 14-7. Taylor finds Chuck Scott for the score. The game was tied at the half. Chuck's dad, by the way, played collegiately at Tennessee. Beginning the second half, Taylor drops back to throw, uncorks a beauty to Scott along the near sideline, and he scoots in for the score. The Commodores led it then, 21-14. Here's a replay now, the touchdown from the end zone camera. Vandy traveled 75 yards in 6 plays. It took 1 minute and 36 seconds. Taylor's scoring pass covered 42 yards. It was a great start for the second half of play. Vandy's ball in its own 30, 3rd and 10. Taylor, with plenty of time, finds Arnez Perry at the 48. Perry picks up 22 yards and a first down. It was great execution by Taylor, moving the Commodores into Volunteer territory. Slow-mo action again. The field is wet, but it never bothered Vandy. Taylor fires to Phil Roach, and after shaking off a would-be tackler, Roach lunges forward for a 19-yard gain. First down. Here's a Utah pass. Taylor flips the ball to Scott. He breaks 1 tackle, sees daylight, and rambles for a 25-yard gain down to the UT 26-yard line. Now Taylor tries it to the other side, again to Scott, and again a nice chunk of yardage. This time for 9 and another first down. 5 minutes left. The score is tied. 1st and 10 on Vandy's 26. Taylor finds Roach, who has run a great pattern. It's complete for 65 yards all the way to Tennessee's 8-yard line. How about them apples? I mean oranges. Now here's Taylor, bangs it down.